Hey there, it's your fly guy, Captain Dr. G. Welcome to the pit. Welcome aboard Flight 2000. Hey, invite your family, friends, and loved one. Share it on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And if you're the first time visitor, click subscribe because we want to be able to notify you when we have our next class. The pit is your weekly source of inspiration, both spiritually, educationally, financially, politically. We talk about everything in the pit. And so tonight I'm going to talk about, do you invest in yourself? Really? Do you really invest in yourself? So I want to always open up with prayer because I love giving God his glory, because it's so important that we acknowledge him. I know, having been a pilot, I hang out at 41,000 feet. Hang out in the heavens, you get a chance to see things from a different perspective than most people that are ground lovers. And you go ahead and you make some things happen in the process, because he gives you insights and deeper vision. And that's what I want for every one of us who are a part of our process. I want to give you and help you go to a whole nother level. So I want to just say, welcome to the pit. Hey, good evening, Lindaville. I see you. Welcome aboard. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we just say thank you for this wonderful time here, this opportunity to be able to add value to your people's life so that they can be able to go to a whole nother level, give them deeper insight as to how things operate and how we can begin to apply things differently in their lives, and how we can come together in unity and make a significant impact on this lost, dying nation and world. We are the ones that can do it. But we do have to come together and put you first and get the right information, and we can bring about change. Tonight, dear Lord, allow them to see over on the other side of truly how to become really investors in the economic system. And we'll give you glory and honor in Jesus Christ's name of Nazareth. And y'all can just say amen to yourself. So tonight, I do want to talk a little bit about investing. And I put my notes together. You know, we invest in our health by taking the time to exercise and eat well. And health is very, very important. And I'm not here to argue with anybody. Health is critical because y'all, I had open heart surgery. I'm just being real with you. So I know that health is so important. But also I ain't gonna go there. I'll wait for I talk about that. We invest not only in health, but we also invest in our careers, because many of us, we're doing some of the things that we want to do. I know I invested in my career. I wanted to be a pilot. I thought that was going to be the all in, but I learned in the process, working for someone else, you're not going to become rich. Can I keep it real with you? You're not going to become rich working for somebody else. However, I'll just say this about money. Money can take you to some places, but knowledge will take you to everywhere. I'd write that down. Money will take you to some places, but knowledge has the way of taking you to so many places. And family, I'm a real living example of that, because I'm doing some things around the world here using the internet only because I had some knowledge. Knowledge is a key component. So we need to make knowledge our friend, and we'll get into that. We invest in our emotional well-being, and we do that through having hobbies and and spending time, quality time with your family, with your loved one. We are some socializing people. Yeah, I know y'all, we have those family reunions. How many of you guys like going to family reunions? Put it, put in the box. You like hanging out with your family. Now I know this. I just had a thought. There are some family members that don't like hanging out with each other. But y'all, but let me tell you something. We all need each other. And hanging out with the family, it helps you emotionally, get you happy and and with the right family members. I'll just leave it at that. But really, are you investing in yourself? I'm talking about when it comes to financial independence, your future. Are you investing in yourself? You are the biggest asset you can ever have. And this mind up here is so important in working it. Because, see, let me tell you, you become wealthy by seeing it through your third eye. If you can't see it, you can't have it. But we got to learn principles. The Bible talks about in Proverbs 22:2. Y'all can go check it out on your own time. The rich and poor have this in common. The Lord is the maker of them all. Now, I was like, the Lord is the maker of them all. What is the difference between the two? And the difference between rich people and poor people is rich people have some knowledge. They took time out to learn about the process. They learned about investing in themselves. And so tonight I'm going to talk about that here for a little bit. Because see, the way you think about money and the time you take time to learn about it and learn about how to use the markets, the quicker you're going to be able to get to your results. And so money is very, very important. I know I was taught the love of money is the root of all evil. I agree with that. But y'all know that we need money to operate in this three-dimensional arena. You got to have money. So I ain't saying love money, but how about if we just say, or I will say, I like money. Because what you like will come to you. I don't love money. Money is just a tool. By the way, how many of you guys know the purpose of money? If you know the purpose of money, put it in the chat. I see y'all out there, but if you know the purpose of money, put it in the chat. I just want to see if you know it. Because if you don't know it, I'm going to tell it to you. Because money really has two purposes. And you need to know it. I love Dr. Miles Monroe. God bless his soul. He's gone. He's crossed back over. But he left us a trove of wonderful information that I love studying. His work is so good. And he talked about purpose. He said, wherever purpose is not known, abuse or misuse is inevitable. So you got to understand the purpose of everything. Everything has a purpose. And so I see nothing. Oh, okay. You put in there, Linda, the purpose of money is to build. Okay, I'll buy that. Anyone else have a wonderful answer they want to share with us? Because you said the purpose of money is to buy insurance, business and insurance. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll buy that. However, can I share with you guys and I got this from the Bible. I found this in Ecclesiastic 10, I think it's 17 or 19. It said, a feast is made for laughter, wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. I said, all things? All things. The purpose of money, and I'm going to give it to you, is for solving problems. Now, y'all know that when you got some money, you can solve some problems. I know just this week here, we've had a couple issues with our plumbing. And had we not had the resources, we couldn't have gotten the plumbing system fixed. So money solved that issue for us. So money is a tool. And the second purpose, I'm going to put in here, money solves issues. Money solves a multitude of issues. How many can buy that? Because when you have money, you can solve problems. Also, too, the other side of money, it has two purposes. The second purpose for money is to make more money. I love it. It's for solving problems. And secondly, to make more money. Those are the two purposes of money. Now, having said that, I got a question for you. Why did they not teach us about money in school? Any of you guys got an answer? Why did they not teach us about about the purpose of money in school? I was going to say something else. I don't know who's going to be watching this, and I know that I'm dealing with some schools now, and I will be dealing with some school district here, and you never know who watches. But so I want to keep it real clean. But you think the purpose of them not teaching us about money was about mind control? How would you, I mean, that's interesting. Okay. Linda, you gotta be able to expound on that about money is about mind control. Now, I have my reasons why, and I'll share them with you. See, I went back to 1903 when I think it was Rockefeller, and let me look in my notes because I put some. Let me see here. I'm looking over the notes. Give me 30 seconds. Because I put in here, I was right. In 1903, John D. Rockefeller, he created the General Educational Board. And around the same time, another robber baron, Andrew Carnegie, he promoted his foundation for the advancement of teaching. Both Rockefeller and Carnegie were working to influence the American educational agenda to direct what students were taught in school. And so the really question we should have been asking ourselves, what was their agenda? Rich people just don't do things just for the sake of doing it. Everybody got agenda. What was their agenda? Oh, okay, Linda, I'll buy that. Because you keep others down while you prosper. Okay. That was a little like what they were trying to do. But is it okay? I'll bring it home. The reason why they did it was to create an educational system to produce employees and consumers rather than entrepreneurs and producers. This is the reason, as I read the reports, what they was trying to do was they didn't want financial education in the school. These titans, these robber barons, these titans, they needed employees and they needed people to buy their products. They did not want competition. And so the school system have been like this here over 100 years. It still has not changed. And see, we've been told, go to school, get you a good education, get you a college degree, so you get you a good paying job. Now, I'm going to say this here, y'all, I love flying airplanes. That's all I wanted to do was to be a pilot. It was my way to get out of the ghetto, because the ghetto wasn't the best place coming up in the 60s. There was a lot of going riots and all that, and people robbing each other. And I needed a way out, and that was my way out. By these airplanes was flying over our head, going and landing at LAX, and I said, I see myself up there flying that jet. Next thing you know, hey, 20 years later, I was flying it. Your confession equal your possession. You have what you say. Remember that principle. But back to the subject at hand, we weren't taught how to make money work for us. We were not taught how to become rich. Still to this day, it's like that. And we have the 2%ers or the 1.5%ers controlling the wealth in this country. And the 98%ers are struggling. And we got to do something about it. And that's what I'm all about. And I've dedicated my life to do that. Y'all, I could have been so happy flying that airplane because I was making money flying the jet. But at the same time, I was busy building businesses. I don't know. I have to tell you guys that in St. Louis, I opened up a restaurant called Snoodles. It stood for soup, salads, and noodles. I was trying to help the community because back there, it was really bad. Every night, someone in the Black community in St. Louis died, a child, male, female, because of the gang violence. And so I just said, here, I'm back here. I guess God has me here for a purpose. I want to see what I can do to be able to help make it a better place. So I started a program there under Power Learning System, and I started organizing the communities. And this is where I learned community activism. I was flying the jet, and when I get home, I have meetings to organize the community. And I organized over 300 people, 341 people to be exact. And we opened up the first community-based on restaurant in the country, made history. And sometime I'll pull that up and show it to you down the road here. But the restaurant was soup, salads, and noodles. It had 2 beautiful long salad bars, and it had fresh bakery. And it was my baby. I worked real hard on it. Anyway, I learned a lot in the process that, why I have the Captain Millionaire Training Program now, because I learned you cannot give business ownership to consumers. People were coming in there, Doc, can we get a meal for free? I was like, this is a business. Well, but I own it. I said, yeah, you do own part of it, but we have to be business people. We're in business to make money so we can keep it moving. And so a lot of them didn't have that mindset of business ownership. And that's one reason why it was a success, but it was a failure. So, but I've learned that failure is the birthplace to success. So I learned a lot. And that's why I'm so big on community ownership, because now we have the process with the Captain's Millionaire. It is designed, the tier 1, tier 2, to help you think differently, speak differently, because down the road here, we're going to own more restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores. We're going to own it all. But you have to get involved. I guess I should have shared this with people a long time ago. I was kind of ashamed of my failure. I took it personal. I'm a winner, but there's nothing wrong with failing. It wasn't completely my fault. It was people that failed to support it. Okay, let's get back on course. So the reason why that no financial education is taught in school is because the robber barons, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, they wanted to create an educational system that created employees and created consumers to consume their product. And so this gives us, I saw this now as a great opportunity, because things have not really changed, to set up a private school like the Captain's Millionaire So I can teach you guys about business development, teach you how to become rich. So I'm going to talk about that here in 30 seconds or so. So you got to get educated. We're going to have to be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn, and go to another level, because we've been taught to go to school, get us a good education, get good grades, get a good job, buy a nice home, have kids, send them off to college, send them to the best schools, get another pay raise, get a bigger house, get another car. And see, was the programming. And what that did for us, we thought that was true success, the pinnacle of success. But really, that was about us being put in debt and constantly spending money, sucking up our cash flow and leaving us high and dry. And that's where many of us find ourselves today. Here's the secret to becoming rich. It is your skills that you acquire. It's the skills that you acquire that will make you rich. And skills is just the ability, know-how, how to get something done. Like I said, yeah, money will get you to some places, but knowledge will get you to every place. I'm a living proof of that. Now, what I want to do, how many of you guys ready to get out of the rat race? Well, let me ask you this question. How many of you guys think that you guys are in the rat race? That's a better question. How many feel like that there's too much month at the end of the money? I mean, seriously. I will need to review. What are you saying? I will need to review because I forget. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. But here's the thing. Right now, the rich are still getting richer and the poor are getting poor. How many of you, just put in the chat, would like to know how the rich really think? So I want to put up something. I'm going to pull up this chart and I want to talk about it. And let's see, maybe you can help me. I believe that one of the reasons the rich get richer is that they make their money as investors, not as workers. The rich are on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. I want y'all to think about this here. Before putting any strategy in place, before taking any action, you first need to figure out where you are. Before I take the airplane flying, I got to know my starting point. I got to know my longitude and latitude. It is critical, because if I do not know my longitude and latitude, not only am I in trouble, but everybody to get on board the vehicle is going to have an issue. So it's the same thing. I want y'all to think about systems. By the way, on Monday, for those you need to know, we're talking about freedom first, then become rich. We're learning about systems. And I want to encourage all you guys to join the Captain's Millionaire Tier 1 and join us on Monday night as we talk about systems and processes. It's very interesting and very powerful. Now, let's get back on course. I wish I could take real credit for this cash flow quadrant, but I can't. You know, I've had a mentor I studied under him, Robert Kiyosaki. I love his material, his work. And, you know, it's been a blessing to me. But you got to know this process, this ESBI. This is called the cash flow quadrant. The E represent employees. The F's represent self-employed. The B represent big business. The I represent investors. So I want to just break it down. You got to know exactly where you are in this quadrant, because you can't even begin to move systematically or in a process oriented way until you know your starting point. People in the E quadrant dread economic uncertainty, and they have a strong need for security. They often say, I'm not that interested in money. What this really means is that they're not interested in making the life transforming changes necessary to leave the E quadrant. They like being in the E quadrant nest. For them, job security, which may be just an illusion, is often more important than money. The E quadrant. A lot of folks don't want to. I'm going to take them about the E quadrant. That's a dependent quadrant. It's dependent upon a business owner. You cannot have a job unless you got a business owner. Also, too, the IRS get their money before you get yours. So that's a whole nother thing that we need to talk about. And I talk about it in the Captain's Millionaire Training Program. Changing quadrants means altering who you are, how you think, and how you look at the world. Now, in the D quadrant, that could be a janitor, could be a president of a company, it could be a secretary. It is someone who gets a salary, gets some type of defined benefit. They like security. The S quadrant is self-employed. S are the do-it-yourselfers. They like being their own bosses. They're fiercely independent, especially when it comes to money. They're people that have their little small business and they get paid for their services. They want to be their own bosses. This could be like a lawyer, a doctor, professionals, people, accountant. These are people that want to do their own thing. The B quadrant is business ownership. Business owner. Unlike the perfectionists in the S quadrant, the B folks, they love to delegate. It's like, why should I be the president of this company when I can find somebody else to be the president? The B quadrant operates off of systems. They got sales and marketing, inventory, distribution, research and training. They have systems. B quadrant stands for big business. This is where companies that generate over $100 million a year annually, big business. There you have companies like American Airlines, UPS, Federal Express, the grocery stores. I mean, big business. They have systems and they have employees working for them. American Airlines is big business. I learned so much working for that company. I learned about their training centers and how to set them up and how to be able to look at big business in a whole different manner. American Airlines owns companies. They bought other companies. I mean, American Airlines have about 4 airlines that they bought running at the same time. Only an institution with systems can be able to do that. I was like, this is where we gotta go. Big business. operate off of systems. And then also too, that there's some other little companies like network marketing companies have systems that they set up. And I love the B quadrant. I do. I've got some concepts that I'm going to be using as I get more folks in the Captain's Millionaire, where to help us cross over a lot quicker to the B side of the quadrant. Folks still can be E's and S's, but you want to get over to the B side to be part of big business. And then the I. This is investors. This is where, I don't care, regardless of whatever quadrant where people make their money in, your hope someday is to be an I, an investor. This is where your money is making money. That's where we all want to be. The rich people are on the right side of the quadrant. And that's where we got to go. To get over there, it truly is a different mindset. The vocabulary is totally different. And here's the good news. Everyone can cross over. It takes work. It takes change in your thinking. It takes change in your speaking. It takes change in your attitude. What you get on the inside of you will come back up out of you. So we want to learn about the B and I side of the quadrant. And that's what my desire is through the Captain's Millionaire Training Program, is to help cross us over here to the B and I side. Has it taken a while? Yes. Let me tell you something. To cross over to this side of the quadrant, it takes patience. For me, setting up the Captain's Millionaire Company, it's a corporation. It has taken a while because it's hard to move from the E to the B side. I'm just keeping it real with you. Because on the B side of the quadrant, you have to set up the systems, and you need people from the S quadrant, like accountant, attorney. You need the people there to help you with your systems. And that's what I'm trying to do for us, is move us over to the right side of the quadrant. It's not easy. It's doable. But that's the reason why I built the Captain's Millionaire process, so I can begin to help bring our people over that comes through the training. Because we need to do it. We got to do it if we are going to win. And big business, they play it as a team sport. They're not playing it as no individual. So that's a whole different mindset of learning how to work together in unity. And the investors, we have to learn how to make money work for us and stop working so hard for money. Okay, I'm going to tell you what my goal and objective is, and I'm putting it out here on the pit. My goal is to be the ultimate investor. Now, Captain Dr. G, what do you mean by that? Well, my goal is to take the Captain's Millionaire Company public one day. Now, I done told you, that's when you're able to take a company public, you a bad mother, shut your mouth. And there's not too many of us that have put ourselves out there and be able to share the stocks in Wall Street. And that's what I want to do for the Captain's Millionaire. I want to take this company public, because that's how you become ultra wealthy. Bill Gates did it at 19. Colonel Sanders did it at 66. So you're never too old, you're never too young, but you do have to take time out and learn the process. And it's kind of cool because I want to teach it to you. People come through the training. I want to teach you, what does it mean to operate in the B side of the quadrant? How do you take a company public? And so I've learned how to do it. However, I'm trying to find enough of us to come through the training program. We can all become wealthy together. Because what they do, if you say, for instance, if you own 10,000 shares of stock and you bought it at a penny a share, or I should say, if you got $10,000 worth of stock and you bought it at a penny a share before you took the company public, that's 1,000,000 shares. You take it public, take it trading out there in Wall Street, and start trading at $1 a share from day one, and you got 1,000,000 shares, you just created $1,000,000. So this game is not hard. It is just thinking about the process. And where I'm at, I'm on a mission to raise up 1,000,000 millionaires. I want to close the income gap between the rich and the poor. So my goal is to get 1,000,000 people on the B and I side. Will you guys be willing to help me? Will you be one of those? But at the same time now, that's why the training is so important, so that we can change the thinking. We can change our speaking. Because being an E, it's going to be difficult for you to cross over unless you change your thinking, change your words, change your vocabulary. Even being an S, it's challenging. It's doable once you know what it is that you want. And that's the whole secret to success. Knowing what you want, then taking the next necessary action to go make it happen. I'm sold out on this process. I'm sold out on helping those that want to help themselves. I hear a lot of people say, Dr. G, I just can't do it. I just don't have the money. I said, the moment you say, I do not have, the mind shut down. But the moment you say, how can I? The mind begins to think. And this tool, the thing between our two ears is one of the most powerful things that our Creator could have given us, is our mind. We can be creative. But we've been trained to be consumers and to be workers. And what's really interesting, my culture probably is the most unemployed people there is, because whoever controls the ownership dictates who gets jobs and who don't get them. So we need to learn about business ownership and how we can begin to create jobs for our communities. I am so excited to have had you guys on board tonight. Hey, you guys got any questions for me? I want y'all to know that I'm honored to be able to come on Thursday night and chop it up with you, because we're going to build a movement across America. It's already happening. You know, I'm partnering now with other big name people who understand that we need to talk about entrepreneurship, especially in our communities. And for those that are on board, thank you so much for believing. I want to say thank you, Linda, because I see you a lot in many different places. Now, before I go, quick question for you. Did you guys get anything out of tonight's training? So I got something out of it too. I'm totally sold out to operating on the B and I side of the house. Thank you, Captain Dr. G. You are so welcome, Linda. You are so welcome. If you're going to be rich, you got to think like rich people, act like them, in a sense of doing what they do. They understand how money works. They understand that it's the right side of the quadrant cash flow quadrant is where you have to be. And now you know. It's up to you. I want to encourage you guys to, and I'm going to put this here and to go out there to the Captain's Millionaire and sign up. I want y'all to check out the our class on Monday, because we are teaching freedom first, then whatever. It's important that you and we learn systems, because as we learn systems, we're going to go to a whole nother level. I see you, Brother James. Yes. JP, yes. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. This is not a hard game. We were trained to go to school, get us a job, become a consumer. We have to be willing to learn, unlearn, and relearn, and learn how to become business owners and investors. And we have to be willing to invest in ourselves. That's why I asked you, are you really investing in yourself? I talk about finances because, you know, if God can say in the word, he talked about God and mammon. I love that. He talked about God and mammon. So mammon is a powerful God too. It's a money God. You just don't let it control you. You control it. You make money your slave. But you have to learn the process. And the Captain's Millionaire process is designed to help us. I've written a couple books: Collaboration, Teamwork, and Networking, a case study for systematically working together to achieve successful living. That's a book you need to get, because when we come together, we work together as a team, there's nothing that we cannot accomplish. It's really on us. But I've set up that TSA, tier 1, tier 2. That's like before you get on board an airplane, you come through TSA. So we set the TSA up for our people. I'm so excited. Take time out, join the Captain's Millionaire process. I look forward to having you guys on board. It's an honor serving. Type in the chat what you got out of tonight, what you got tonight from the message. Do you want to be in the E quadrant, S quadrant, B quadrant, or the I? Which one can you see yourself in? Can you put that? Just put in there B, put in there E, S, B, I, because you have what you say. It's how you see yourself determine whether or not you're going to be, and your relationship with understanding money will tell you how much you have of it. All right, let's see here. It's been wonderful having y'all on the pit tonight. In closing, you are the greatest investment. You are the greatest investment, and invest in you. Yes. Learning to take business public. Yes. We will learn to take business together public, because it's a lot easier when we do it as a team. And it doesn't take long. I must admit, I've been guilty. I've been trying to spoon feed you guys. I can't do that no more. We have to, you have to do it. You have to be willing to get the information, and then let's just run with it together. Let's, this time next year, have taken the Captain Millionaire public and a few other companies. We're going to make this happen. Okay, listen, my time is up. I thank you for yours. You guys have been phenomenal. You've just been some awesome people. And I know I will catch you guys next week, same time, same station. And for those that are on here tonight that are part of the Tier 1, Tier 2 training, we will see you in class. This is your Captain speaking. We're out.